Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of Try Hard Trucking with me, OKCV, where I continue to do the best I can with what I've got, which is not a lot of talent, but a whole lot of glare. Oh, this is terrible. Look at us. Looking right into the sun. Let's not do that anymore. We are here doing this tense situation where I have to go. It's a scouty task. I have to go to a whole bunch of these places. This is only the first one to get here, and then I have to find my way over to this one and this one and this one and this one and this one in order, which may be difficult. So we'll see if the Razvani's up for it. It doesn't involve going across that river, but it might involve some sneaky crackly ice. So yeah, this is the contest that's unfair. This contest, they only tell you, even if you look on the list, they only tell you, and it doesn't show up on the list, I already did it. It only tells you need to get here to this overturned thing. But once you get there, it says, oh, by the way, to finish the contest, you need to go somewhere else. Well, what? What? Anyway, how many, before I keep going, I want to see, what other contracts are there? 10 situation. Is this another scouty one? That's in the next map, though. Oh, this is another one here. Okay, well, this will be the next one. None of these are in the other map, right? No. Okay. And then, that's also here. Wow, this is a very explorer heavy. Yes, I've done all the delivery tasks on this map then, so I guess it's all these exploring ones, which is cool. I'll do them more or less in order. The Razvani is up for it, I think. And then I just have, the only other thing I have to do on this map is this one logging task. And then I'm done. So maybe I will split up all of these scouty tasks. Maybe I'll do this scouty task, and I'll do the logging task, and I'll do the other scouty tasks, or contracts. There's a whole bunch of these scouty contracts. Is this? Oh, is there? Okay. So there's two more. This one and this one. Okay, so I'll do the logging before I do those two. That seems to be fair. Looking on the map, this is pointing north. This is how I plan on getting to this place that I need to visit. And I'm going to go over this supposedly road-like area here. Grab this one a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, and it's more like not a road. But I'll make it. I'm in the Hercules. The Hercules can do a lot of stuff other vehicles can't. Anyway, so pointed north. There's the path I'm taking to get to the first one. I know where the other ones are, but I don't have routes laid out for them yet. Because in case you don't know, you can cheat. And all you have to do is highlight the next one here, even though it doesn't show up on the list. And then you just hit a waypoint. So I know how they all are, and I would know how to get to them. But I didn't feel like marking them on the map yet. So. All right, let's go. Make sure the lights off. Make sure the all-wheel drive is on. And we'll head over there. I do like the scouty task. I do need to hydrate it. Oh, my voice getting dry. Did all the delivery tasks on this map, except for logs. And then when I get to the next map, first thing I'm going to have to do is scout that map. So, but then there'll be a bunch of delivery tasks there. Actually, it might be scouting tasks I have to do before I can do the delivery tasks. I have no idea what the maps are. I'm doing these all blind. I have watched somebody on a video. Shout out to Wessel on Wheels. Great guy. he has a similar kind of playthrough, except he's playing on hard mode, but he's also doing a stream and then editing the stream for YouTube content. So if you watch it on YouTube, you don't miss anything. And he plans stuff out better than I do, but he kind of has to because he's playing on hard mode. I am playing this completely blind. I've watched Wezel do all of these tasks, but that was like a long time ago, all the maps, and I do not remember exactly how he got places. Plus, when he originally was doing these, he wasn't really good about using waypoints. So sometimes one tree looks the same as another tree. I see him moving through places. Where are you going? I have no idea. That rock looks like every other rock that I've gone over. I don't know where you're turning without the waypoints. So I try to put waypoints down, which helps me because I don't really know where I'm going. I have a terrible sense of direction in video games. Decent in real life, but in video games, terrible sense of direction. And now the question is this going to be icy? No, some obstructions, but not too bad. So it takes me longer to lay out all the waypoints, of course. I'm also not as experienced as the first time I've ever gone through any of these maps. I'm playing them pretty much blind without much preparation, so. But it's one man's adventure. It's not just a video game. You're not just watching someone play a video game. You're watching someone on an adventure, conquering the elements. It's like Grizzly Adams. Grizzly Adams? It's like an old 70s man against nature movie, family movie, or 80s. I don't know when those are popular. I think 70s. I mean, I don't know. Alive during both of those decades. I can't tell them apart anymore. That was a long time ago. Okay, this is starting to look dicey. Like, icy dicey. Which way am I going from here? Left or... I'm going left. So let's stay on left. Staying out of that icy one. There are winching places around here, so if we need a... This is incredibly deep snow on the side, though. Oh, look, shifted into... Oh, I should have auto shifted. I think I was in a too high of a gear. Kick the clutch, as they say. The way these cars drive is funny. You could drive with the clutch on the entire time. You wouldn't shift, but it would still drive. I got the clutch down. It actually shifts up if you just hold the clutch down. You can hold the clutch down all the time. Alright, there's one. Stage complete. Stop the engine. I will make it daylight. But now I have to find out how to get there. That's it. I'm just taking a straight line. Boom. I'm there. No, I'm going to... I think what they expect you to do... I'm going to do what's expected of me. Because I always do what's expected of me. I was expected to do my homework, too. Let's... Oh man, homework was so long ago. I actually had one class in college. It was from a professor that I think it was his first semester teaching in the US. And he was kind of young. I don't know. I think he treated it kind of like not university in the UK, but they have college and university is different in the UK. And so he actually gave homework, which they don't really give homework in U.S. universities. Um, well, that's like a completely rock obstruction. How am I supposed to get up there? I guess I'll work it out when I get there. Is there no alternative ways of getting up here? It looks like it's supposed to be the way to get up here. Let's see. Good shot. Anyway, he gave out daily homework, and not just daily homework, but daily homework that was graded. It was a linear algebra course, which for me was pretty easy because I was a math nerd. It was at a time when I still thought maybe I would become a physicist, which didn't happen, sadly. So linear algebra course, he gave out graded homework every day. There were like weekly quizzes, and then there were midterms and final exams as well. And usually in most U.S. universities, you're pretty much on your own until you get like midterms and finals. And if you have labs, your labs are probably graded. That's a separate class. But yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal. The amount of work that had to be done. But I handed in my final. When I handed in my final, I guess we had finals and then still a class after that. Usually you have finals. This is another thing. Usually when you have finals, it's after all the lectures are over and you have them in a separate room and stuff. But this guy did things differently than is traditional. He had his final exam actually before the classes were over, and then the last class day, like the second to last class day, you came and did the finals in the class. And then you could get the finals back the last day of class, which was just there to get your finals. But anyway, so I went there to get my final exam, and he said he didn't have it. I had to go back to his office to get my final exam. And I think I kind of knew why. And the reason why was because I actually had a perfect score in that class. I got all the homework assignments right, which again, every day it was graded homework. I don't know why he gave himself this much work unless he had like 100 grad students working with him. Graded homework every day, quizzes like every week, tests every few weeks, every couple of weeks. And then, midterms and whatever else. I'm getting up there. Okay. And so, yes, he had me come back to his office where he gave me my final exam to show that, yes, you did indeed get 100% in the course. You aced the final, as well as everything else, and very proud of me. And he would like to have given me some kind of a prize, but he didn't have any prize to give me. But he was shocked and amazed. But he ended up giving me, I don't remember what he gave me, something incredibly trivial. Well, the only thing he had to give me, it wasn't a candy bar. I got that for something else that I did in grade school. That the PE guy was impressed that I did. That was an amazing task. But anyway, I think I single-handedly won the battle ball quote-unquote championship between the two fifth-grade classes. Anyway, so yeah, he had me in the office just to congratulate me. He didn't want to congratulate me like in front of the class, the rest of the class. He wanted to acknowledge. And then he also showed me a little bit of like the work he was doing and that sort of thing. So it was undergrad, so he might have been trying to set me up to be a graduate student with him someday. But he wasn't even a full professor at that time, so I don't know if he had any kind of graduate students. Now, I had a physics professor who did want me to stick around and do some undergraduate work with him, which unfortunately, like I said, my dreams are crushed and I never did become a physicist. Although I did do physical chemistry work with a chemistry professor of mine. Did some research with him. So let's see, what's the best way of getting here? Well, they say the best way is up this road, which means turning around, going back down this road. There's a very icy path here, which is not smart. There's another big path there, which is not smart. But there is an alternate path, which is just YOLOing it around these rocks. And that's the path I'm going to take. Because I think I can. I might have to go around this rock. Or I might be able to go over this rock. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I can go over that rock. And I'll have rocks I need to avoid there. But I don't know what they are yet. But I'm going to give it a shot. YOLO! That's not even a phrase people use anymore. Yeah, you Zoomers probably don't even know what YOLO means. It was a term that was popular in the early aughts, I think. Aughts. You only live once. YOLO. Maybe it was the early 2000s. I don't say early 2000s because I think that's stupid. Whenever somebody says early 2000s, I think early 2000s? We've got like 500 more years before, well, it's still the early 2000s. You know, in 300 years, it's still going to be the early 2000s. I don't think that's what you mean. I think what you mean is it's the early 20-aughts. Although I could probably struggle with this, I'm going to attach a lens. Yeah, sure. There we go. Release the winch. Whoa! That's not the camera view I wanted. Thanks, game. Who says this vehicle is not capable? You know what? I'm not going to back up. I'm just going to use the winch again. I got a big winch on here for a reason. This is probably the stupidest way to go. I admit it. Stop changing my camera view! A little bit higher. Not as high as you want. This little tug to keep me safe. Now what's next? Oh, this is ridiculous going across these tracks. This is definitely not the way to go. Here's the one tutorial thing I will give you. Don't go this way. I don't think I can reach that next tree from here. I really like driving this vehicle. Some people hate it. I really like driving this vehicle. Alright, have I shown this vehicle off enough yet to make believers out of the haters? Probably not. Maybe enough to make haters out of the believers, but let's go. Now where did I say I was going? I see a blue dot there. Just going right up the mountain side. This is my Sir Edmund Hillary route. He made it. I can make it too. Hope I got that name right. That's the guy that, first Westerner at least, that made up Mount Everest, right? Yeah, now I'm in a place where I don't have a lot of winchables, so I'm kind of on my own. And this is where the Jeep Wrangler really excels. Oh, I think I'm gonna get stuck. Oh, I'm gonna get stuck here. Because I got between my axles on that rock. Gotta get around that rock. Up on this rock a little bit so I can get around that other rock and get up on here. Get on this rock now without getting between my axles. Come on, buddy, you can do it. Fall down a little. Now come back. No, down back a little. To the left now. Okay, maybe not to the left. To the right? Either to the left or to the right. One of these ways. Where am I going? There's gotta be an easier way, right? Yeah. There is an easier way. Don't tip. Don't tip. Don't tip. Rotate, 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 rotate. Use the bouncy physics of the game to your advantage. I'm like, now I'm on a cliff face, right? I'm on the rock. I am the rock. Be the rock! Be the rock! There's nothing to winch to here. You have to be the rock. You got no choice. I somehow made some really bad decisions here. I'm completely on this rock. I should have continued going the way I was going. I had the path. I'm not starting over. I might have to start over. I think I'm going to have to start over. How stuck am I on this rock? Pretty well stuck. That's it. Slide, slide. 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 Okay. This way. Oh, rock this way. This way. I'll slide back this way. Come on. Wiggle. Wiggle. Get your wiggle on. Get your wiggle on. Get your wiggle on. Okay. Back this way. Back this way. You can do it. Flip over if you have to, but get off of this rock. There we go. Okay, now, I got off of that rock. Now I'm on a different rock. anything to winch to anywhere. Yeah, getting back in here was probably not the smartest decision of my life. I think I can get back over onto that path if I can get back into here. Wait, is that a tree there? No. Is there any winch point? Oh, there's a winch point there. How about that? Oh, happy days. With my back end, huh? Sure. I know I could winch it with my front end. Okay, let's winch it with my front end. Even though it's a little bit more likely to tip if I do that. Okay, now, let's reassess the situation. What is the way to go? Probably that way. At least it's near the trees. I could use the photo mode drone, but I'm not. Now, yeah, I should go to the left of those trees, but I'm not. Because who would do that when I could just foolishly go to the right of the tree? Over the rocks. There we go. That's how you get around these rocks. Now, how am I supposed to get to where I'm going? Let's stop the engine again and reevaluate this. I'm continuously reevaluating. Okay, here and not there. And like here. Something like that. In the trees. I was very lucky having that tree just barely within range. Those rocks are brutal. They don't do a really good job of showing you all the trees. If you go to maprunner.com, it shows you all the maps and where everything is on the map. Or sorry, maprunner.info. But there is a beta 3d.maprunner.info, in case you don't know. And that gives you, actually models the 3D map itself. So it doesn't look like the overhead map, it actually models the you know, every tree. It takes those source files. And so, if you want to know, there's a rock right there. If you want to know, yeah, there's rocks there. Might not have a choice. We have to go on. We'll go back. One thing I'll do is I'll use photo mode drone. I'll go into drone mode and look around, but you can only look around so far on your vehicle. But if you want to know where the actual rocks are that don't show up on the map, that sort of thing, 3d.maprunner.info gives you that ability. If you have it open while you're playing the game. Okay, hit that one, stop the engine, find some other stupid way of getting to the next point. Oh, of course, it's over there. Well, this is actually pretty easy. There is supposedly a way down here. Oh, this is the icy path, but it's downhill from here, and I can definitely get through that road. And now, is this crackly ice here? I gotta be careful. This might be crackly ice there. Yeah, I definitely said, what did I say? I said, yeah, let's just YOLO it to the next location. Yeah, not smart. I gotta get around that rock. I don't know if there's enough room around the rock, but if I go near the pole, I can winch. Or lean up against it. All right, let's go. Oh, zooming in. That's where I'm going. Pointed north. Yeah. Okay. And I don't know the exact path I'm going to take to the rest of these. I'm just mapping out one at a time. Well, look at that. I'm going straight. I had it pointing in the right direction, which I did sort of anticipate. Okay, I'm supposed to go through those trees. This baby can do pretty well. It's amazing what that Jeep Wrangler can do on rocks. It has a special rock crawler suspension. And even if you don't use the original rock crawler tires, its rock crawler suspension can get you over rocks like very nicely. Brake, brake, brake. This is all ice and all very fast. And is this crackly ice? Is that crackly ice? I bet it was. But I go over the rocks instead. Now see, this is the kind of thing the Tartran is not good at, crawling over rocks. The vehicle's much better at that than the Tartran. The Tartran is a vehicle you find on this map. How am I going? Now that looks like rocks there. Supposedly there's a road there I can get to. But it may not be that way. I don't know, something like that. I'll figure it out. Okay, yeah, now we're just talking ridiculousness. Now we're just talking go over the rock. That's it. I'm not messing around now. I'm just going over the rock. Whoa! Or I am messing around. Oh, I'm gonna tip, I'm gonna tip, I'm gonna tip. Don't tip. There we go. That's exactly how you do it. You go over the rock sideways, and you don't panic at all. You just, yeah, I've got confidence. If this thing tips, I'll go back on my wheels. Watch the last episode. Okay, there, I made it. Stop the engine again. Stop it, camera! I do have more. Maybe I'll refuel while I'm here. Oops. Refuel. From the. Just about perfect. Okay. Now, I hate that camera. Okay. Now, this is supposedly also a road with a bunch of strewn rocks and one big rock in the way, which I will have to either go over or around. I'm gonna say around that way, half over it, but I might have to go around the other way. I'm just gonna delete that point. Let's say this way. See what I mean about these things being marked as road and they're not road, okay? They're not road. Okay. This has been a fun, I can't even look straight back. Yeah, this is a road. This has been a fun task. I enjoy the challenge. Do I want to ignore those rocks and just try to go through the trees, or do I want to try to get through the rocks in an alternate way? I don't know if I can go through here. I'm not going to go through. I am going to find my own way. There we go. Oh, clench horn. Like I said, very tip resistant, so I can get this. I don't think I can push over, and I can't destroy it, but I can drive over it. Where am I trying to get to? That's it there. Let's go up on this rock. I don't often really like the scouting task, but when it's a challenge and you got a good vehicle for the challenge, it's kind of fun. I would not want to buy an entire game that's based on scouting. No, not to name any names. And especially not one that has goofy actor voice parts. Again, not to name any names. I'm sure Expedition is a very fun game. It's just not SnowRunner. It's not the same type of game that I've got and that I love. So eventually I might try it, but I don't think it was terribly well received, to be quite honest. My impression is that it didn't sell very well, and the reason that's my impression is because it wasn't, no, because how quickly it went on sale and then had a permanent price reduction. Okay, now, how am I getting to where I'm trying to go now? Do I even bother to go on what is considered the roads? I think around this way is considered the road. It looks pretty clear until you get around to there. Yeah, there's rocks all around there. There's also trees. Eventually I want to get to here, because that's the path, supposed path up. Right? Well, now it says that, okay, yes, I recognize this path. You do have to drive on the rocks to get over there, but it is a trail. Now, what's the best way to get from where I'm here to that trail? Either continuing to go forward and making my way around there, or coming through here. I think that might be crackly ice, though. I gotta get down this mountain. which means essentially going back the way I... How am I going to get down this mountain? Yeah, let's try it. Let's try this path. And I'm going to have to climb over a couple of rocks. It looks like a rock I'm going to have to avoid or climb over. Maybe here. And again, I don't know what kind of ice that is, but somewhere there I have to be able to cross. 40 minutes, gonna get to the next place. What the heck? No. I'm looking up. Wait, where do I go? To the right of this thing. I think I heard someone say nothing but the Tartran can get through this space. But then, in their defense, they were only using vehicles you can find on the maps. They weren't using paid DLC vehicles. They were not using this vehicle. And if that's the case, then the Tartran is definitely the best vehicle to use. Although the Tartran is not good at climbing over small rocks. Small rocks it can get stuck on. I've had lots of rocks get stuck on. Okay. And yes, I've had a lot of practice with this vehicle, which makes a big difference. Kind of know its capabilities. If I did not have the practice I had with this vehicle, I would not know how to avoid it from tipping as well as I do. Even though I have tipped it a few times, but recovered because it rolls back on its heels so well. Which is the thing I love about this truck so much. Okay, I don't know whether this is crackly ice, if any. Is it up that path? Yes, it is. Gotta take a little drink of hydration here. That doesn't look like an easy way to get through. It is up over another rock. When I bought this, it was the 30th anniversary edition, and the Mastodon pack had just come out. Okay, that's where I want to go. Probably on that side. The Mastodon pack had just come out, and the Hercules pack had come out just before it. So, camera, stop it. I want to go this way, but I can't see because if I turn around to look at that way, the camera goes crazy. And the Mastodon had just come out, and the Hercules pack had just come out before that. So I got the game at just the right time to be able to use these two vehicles, and these are my two favorite vehicles of the paid DLC. I could not have done this playthrough before these two came out, to be quite honest. Not in the way that I'm doing it. Okay, so now here. I would have had to use the trucks that were in the game, which would have made things so much slower. Oh. I don't know what kind of ice this is. I don't know. I have to get through the trees as well. Yeah, and that does not look good. That does not look like a good path. But it's not as bad for the rocks. Let's try that way. It's supposed to be road, sort of. Is it dark enough? It's gonna be maybe a little bit darker when I go to morning, but I did midnight instead of morning. But it will be getting lighter, and that's all that's important. Yeah, this is a path. This is a way to go. That's a smart way of going. Over those rocks. Sure. No, don't flip. I didn't clench horn. I'm so proud of myself. The controller scheme I'm using has the horn. I steer with the left joystick, and I've got the horn set to be on depressing the left joystick. So if I'm in danger, I have a tendency to clench and push down on the stick while I'm steering, and then it sounds like this, which is very goofy. So if you hear that, or any other horn, you'll know I'm panicking. Well, not necessarily panicking, I'm clenching. You don't necessarily clench only when panicking. Yeah, this doesn't look like fun. Well, it's rocky, so it shouldn't be. Shouldn't be crackly. Breakable ice is colloquially called cracky ice because it cracks. And it's colloquially called that by me, by no one else. This is just slick ice, which is hard to get up in a vehicle with mud tires, but I have both the ability and places to winch. And by ability, I mean places to winch. Try to get on the snow a little bit on the side here. Got a rock in my way. Okay, let's one more time. Let's try going to the left to get a tire on this. Or I'm going to try going to the right because that rock knocked me to the left. There we go. Now I got one tire on the snow. I just need a second tire on the snow and I'm good. How badly do I want to waste time trying to get up this ice? Okay, now I'm on the right side of the snow, but that's not good enough. Back tires in good traction. I want to take down the any winchable trees I have. Okay. I think this has gone on far enough. I'm actually making progress though. You see where I'm sliding over my front tires. Just a little bit farther than where I had slid before. Yes, you got it, baby. Winch free. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that feels good. And what time is it? 48 minutes. Let me stop the engine and see how long do I think it'll take me. Oh, I just got one more to go. And how long is it going to take me to get there? 100,000 years. What? How am I supposed to get there? Go back down the... That's how I'm supposed to get there. That's how I'm supposed to get there. Is that how I'm going to get there? Maybe eventually, after I give up and try it again. But first of all, I'm going to try to get through these trees. And go along this way. Yeah, that's the way to go. Just like that. Right there. Do I have time to try it? Oh, it's not even 50 minutes yet. Sure, I got time to try it. I can get through these trees. That's the whole secret. Getting through the trees. On the rocks. Over the trees. That was a clench horn that I was talking about. Through the snow. Now, I gotta find a path through these trees. Which is gonna be tough. I think I got slightly more room here. And I'm down. I just gotta get through the rocks. We're strewn in the way. And back up there, really? Is that where it is? No, I don't have to go back up there. I can go along here somehow. Actually go all the way around, it's not that far. I'll go in the front door for a change. Because this ground I should be able to cover a lot faster than that ground. It's not up a ridiculous amount of rocks or whatever. Now I'm going to end up going too fast for my own good and flip on one of these small rocks because I'm so excited. I got through the quote-unquote hard part. Oh, and look at this. They even made a road for me. Oh, rolling out the red carpet. Thank you very much. Watch, right after this is going to be a big snow pile and some crackly ice. No? Nope. I'm up here. I'm on the main road. I am not turning too soon so I don't flip on that. And it's time for some music. Yay! I see, Iceman, so there are problems with 2 poles. Could be worse, I suppose. Let us deal with it then. Maybe we can help the guys at the substation. I have a bad feeling about this, that it unlocked something else that was hidden. Alright, I will take your 3,950 buckaroonies, which, based on what I went through, is probably not nearly enough. But I will face that in the next episode. Oops. Let's get a good camera angle. Alright folks, if you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to take a break here. I'll be back. I still got another 2 hours to go. If you're watching on YouTube though, that's going to be it for this YouTube episode. The next episode will be the next weekday at noon US Central Time, which is midnight in the UK, and noon the next day in New Zealand. So, once again, those of you on Twitch, stick around. YouTube next episode. Either way, thank you much for watching, and I will see you then.